All right, nice little morning, nice little foggy morning lift, and I'm torn. I'm having a little bit of a conundrum, and normally I'm not like this. Normally I don't even really think about like, okay, what lift is today? I'm not really excited about it particularly, but being 100% truthful, not really excited about hamstrings right now. I'm not super excited about sitting on the leg curl and the laying curl, busting out some hamstrings. So I think I might take that feeling and use it to swap in a little something. I'm still going to do hamstrings, but I haven't thrown in shoulders for a little while, so I think let's do shoulders first. Shoulders is going to be kind of that main course, a little something fun, and hamstrings will be hamstrings will just be in there as well. So that'll be my way of spicing it up just a touch. Plus, I want a shoulder pump, but I've got chest tomorrow, so I'm not going to add a stray day of shoulders and then delay hamstrings for a day, because I'm not like that low energy, like in need of a rest day where I should make today kind of a more chill sort of deal. But either way, that's the plan. So I'm going to do shoulders, so do the full lift, pose down, everything, and then I'll just do hamstrings on my own. Have a little bit of me time for some hamstrings after shoulders. And when it comes to hamstrings, even quads a little bit, but probably hamstrings more so, the workouts really do reflect the intent right now, which is just to maintain them. So, no super cool heavy Smith machine RDLs and like 5 back-to-back sets of really heavy laying curls, like just going fucking nuts like Tom Platz. It's like just more light squeezing stuff, get a burn, put some tension through them, make sure they're still worked, and then move on, which is whatever, that's just how it is, but not the most fun, and normally I don't really care, because it's like, well, today's legs, let's hit some legs. But dieting, the coolness factor of some of the workouts does have to get taken down a notch, because it's just balancing out, so the coolness of being lean and peeled is increased, but the coolness that I feel from like doing a really crazy set during these workouts is a little bit decreased, because what am I supposed to do? Try to do the full stack like nothing and then rip both hamstrings off like a total fool? That's not really going to work either. That's definitely not the plan. But I guess a little bit of a main takeaway is, even though I'm thinking that, like even though I am kind of thinking like, hamstrings, whatever, I'm still going to do it. It's not as if it's off the table. It's not like the routine that I've kind of given myself is now dictatable by, I'm not really feeling that excited about it, because there are people like that. There are people running around where the gym is a one-to-one reflection only of their excitement in the day, and guess what happens, right? Gains get reduced to zilch. These are the guys where they're like, and I've never been in this position, so I can't exactly speak on it, or at least from experience. But it's like, I was pretty locked in for a couple weeks, but then I just and then just a million random things, could be anything, and everybody turns into a defense attorney when you start bringing up excuses about why you can't work out. You're coming up with stuff that you'd never thought of before, but it's like, and then had to take my dog to the vet because like he stepped on a thing, like it all got to me, just a spew. And it's not even making an excuse for anybody else, because who really cares? It's more so this internal, like, okay, fuck, I haven't been working out. How do I justify that I've been slacking off? How do I justify that I'm not doing the things that I want to do? Okay, let me just come up with a million reasons. Oh yeah, wait, that's why I couldn't do the stuff I wanted to do, because of all this. Yeah, okay, we're good, yeah. If it wasn't for, the million things in my life, then I would do the stuff that I want and everything would be really cool. And that's just kind of part of the game where I mean, shit's not fair, you know. Like, I think there's an equity across the board in the sense that everybody can grind and kill it for the most part, but you know, some people just have this high sensitivity to anything, where it's, if anything is in the way, if there's any friction, if there's any any coarseness to their gears of their day, it's like, just throw in the towel, man. This is way too much. You know, you want me to do 3 things in one day? Oh, that's not gonna work. No. I'm over it. You know, it's not cool, not freaking cool. So don't be that guy. I guess is just my main tip. But yeah, let's just get some shoulders started. Really, not even much need for a ton of warm up, because what am I going to start with? You know, the rear delts. I'm probably, I don't know. I'll think about it. I've got when it comes to shoulders, I've got a few staples. Bent over dumbbell lateral raises for rear delts, where you kind of bend over and kind of go side to side. Laying face pulls, but I don't even know if I want to do those today. And then reverse pec deck. Just saying that and thinking about it, the reverse pec deck is jumping out at me the most. So I think that's what I'm going to start with. So I'll just pop a squat, you know, do a few feeler reps to make sure everything feels good. And I'm already starting with a light squeezing set anyway, so I can kind of just jump straight into it. Same with lateral raises, you know. I can just grab the 30s and start with kind of a lighter squeezing set to get things moving. So I think that'll be the plan. But if anything changes between now and getting there and getting started, you will be the first to know. That's for freaking sure. But let's just go get freaking real. All right, this will be a good start. So reverse pec deck, heavy-ish. There's a few ways you can put your hands on here too. So, actually, there's all sorts of different shit you can do. You have the seat really low and your arms are like a little higher up above you, or kind of lower. Usually when I'm thinking rear delts, in terms of like a reverse fly like this, I like coming down a little bit with my elbows instead of having them up here. Sometimes this gets a little like pinchy with my rotator cuff, but this is a little more natural. So at least with this setup, I'm aiming for this kind of neutral grip. Or I guess this would be, would you call this neutral? Well, standard kind of inner grip. I'm bringing my shoulders in like tight, like I'm almost kind of like hunching them over onto the pad, because I don't want this, right? I'm not doing a row. I don't want my traps involved at all. So I want my, the center of my shoulder joint to stay in the same spot. I don't want it to move very much, and only flex my rotator cuff, which is going to actually activate it and move it around and, just smack my rear delt. But I feel pretty good, so I'm going kind of heavy. 200 out of the 300 on the stack. And this won't be slow, controlled squeezing. This will be just a nice brutish set. Okay. All right. Yeah, a few more like that. I know it's not like, super climactic or anything, but yeah, let's just spam these. This might be all I do today for rear delts at least. Okay. Let's do 3 more of these, then move on to side delts. 2 more. Okay. Holy crap. All right, that got heavy quick. I think let's just call it there. Let's do some side laterals. Let's start with the 40s and go from there. Okay. Oh shit. Yeah, let's spam those. I think 40 is good. I just did a feeler with 50. A little too heavy. Yeah. All right. A few more of those. Okay. One more. I think that'll be all. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's all. Let's see how we're looking. All right. Yeah, so just not even actually looking at anything, just a silhouette through the shirt. There's some shoulders going on. So maybe not as much from the front, but especially the side. Like, yeah, I'm already kind of a sluncher, but decent posture. Like, I feel like my rear delt is kind of creeping over the back of my tricep. Like, I've got 2 sort of rounded over portions, right? Tricep first, being being all this down here, but then rear delt on top. So no substitute for actually just seeing how we're looking. So let's get a little bit of a glimpse. And it's been a while since I've had a shoulder pump, so yeah, certainly not lacking in terms of broadness. Yeah, no, that's about right. But that's what I'm really aiming for, like kind of doing this little like side angle shot and seeing all these extra lines and grains creeping across. Now pumped, it actually gets a little bit less defined because there's so much blood in the area. It's almost like swelling up all the definition. But let me try one more, a little just with a breath hold. Yeah, we're cooking with something. Whoa. All right, I don't know if I've ever seen a tricep vein like that on the back. But yeah, all those little bits of separation and everything, that's what I want to see. And the leaner I get, the more apparent they'll be, the cooler they'll be, and the more that I'll want to see them. And then it just plays into that kind of feedback loop of, freakier and freakier as time passes. But, ooh. Okay, yeah, we're officially in ab vein territory. Not like crazy veins, but just like a little creeping up through the bottom. Yeah. And there's still more than 7 freaking weeks left. So, steady, slow and steady, but the freak factor is increasing. And really, that's all the freaking motivation I need to keep sticking to my shit. But I'm going to see you in the car after cardio. So today's going to be a little bit of a longer one for me. It's been like 40 minutes or so just for shoulders. And then now I'm going to go camp out and bust out some leg curls. But I'll see you back in the freaking car. All right, and just like that, another freaking 45 is complete. It's in the books. It's I was about to say it's a wash, but that's not how that phrase is normally meant. It's a wash in a good way. It's over. So for now, I've still got cardio later today, but that's for later. That's not something to think about this exact moment, which is something that I've noticed is definitely a little bit of a like prep brain thing that I get, because I'm not like last prep, just go to the gym, do my cardio at the apartment gym, chill at the house. That's all I wanted to do. It was getting because I was really cranking it, doing like 2 hours of cardio a day, a little extra intense because I had to speed up my I got hit with the Jay Cutler, you're looking all right, which was true. That was actually a pretty good motivator to kind of get me to ramp it up a little bit, but it was a lot, for sure. Whereas right now I'm feeling pretty good, I'm not itching to just do nothing, but I do know I get a very short attention span in the grander scheme of things. I'm very concerned about when's the next gym session? All right, good. I know when the next lift is. I know when the next cardio is. Good. That's all I really need to think about, right? So I'm not. I'm kind of on like just a day by day sort of like mental thought process, if you feel what I'm saying. But day by day, the day of tomorrow, headed out to LA. Luckily, I got a direct flight. Connections are absolutely no fun, especially if you gotta bring some extra bags and stuff. But we got the LA Fit Expo, right? Don't forget, we're bringing some a new LA Fit Expo special with some shirts and hoodies. I don't think that design has been released yet. It's kind of on the nose, but it's sort of funny. So if you're there, I think eventually we're gonna move it to the website, but it'll just be a at the expo first kind of deal. So yeah, if you're there, I'm not saying this to be like oh, there's gonna be a lot of people there, but there really are gonna be a lot of people there. Like the Anaheim Fit Expo was busy. The Fit Expo is going to be even busier. So I'm going to be camping out at the booth for a while, all day. I'm going to take some breaks to eat some food and stuff, but I'm going to be there the whole time. But we're going to cut the line at a point. So like, if you're going, go early. Like if you're doing a 2-day kind of deal, for one of those days, roll up like maybe an hour or two before they even open. I don't know if they have a map, but yeah, that's the trick. There was a couple guys that, or not, I don't know who, but at the last expo I did, when I said the same thing, I'm like, just get there early, jump straight into a line for whoever you want to meet. Like if you want to meet the Trend Twins, if you want to meet Jay Cutler or whoever, if you really want to get to meet them for a second, get to their line as soon as possible. And then you get to go up to them and you can kind of enjoy the rest of the day, right? Like, because a lot of them are going to be a little bit constrained. Like, not everybody's going to be at their booth all the time. but it is going to be fun. So that's going to be a big weekend, and that is going to count as some cardio. Like I'm still going to lift, of course, but I think the day at the expo will at least count as one session of cardio. I'll probably still do the post-workout cardio afterward, just because it'd feel nuts to skip it, you know. But that's going to be fun. So get there a day early tomorrow, get everything set up, maybe go check out the venue, and then, yeah, just freaking have fun with it. So I tell you something, the energy is going to be, if not off the charts, at least peaking up at 100%. Because if you've never been to a fitness expo and like seen all these guys just walking around in person, not to mention just the freaks that end up turning up who you've never seen before, I mean, I don't want to say you're missing out, but it's not you're not too far from the tree with that one. So if you're around, or come early March 6th through the 9th, I believe, 6th, something. Arnold, Columbus, so if you're not over in LA, you're more on the east side of things, I think it's worth at least a couple hour drive just to go check out the Arnold. Like if you've never been, I mean, I never went until I forget how many, I think 3 Arnolds ago was my first one, and I mean, dude, it was freaking sweet, so I guess that's my general tip for if you're into the gym and you haven't been to something like that before. Add it to the list. Make it a trip. Get some dudes together. You don't have to go with a posse either. It's still cool if you roll solo, because everybody's there for the same thing. Just be into the gym and freaking enjoy getting to see everybody walk around. But yeah, that's all I got. So good shoulder pump. Hamstrings was pretty chill. I just did the laying curl. I kind of pyramided up in weight a little bit for like 3 sets, and then when I got to 80 pounds. On the laying curl, which this is a heavy ass stack for 80 pounds, I kind of just hung out there. So did a few with 80, and then that was all. Came back or did a little pit stop at the P-Fit, got my cardio done, and now I can go eat something. I think 8 ounces of ground beef is calling my name. Potentially 2 cans of chicken is calling my name. I'm not exactly sure which one. So I guess that's going to be for me to find out, and for you to hear about tomorrow. But yeah, that's all I got. Good day. Shit, man, I'll see you in freaking Los Angeles.